if anything happens in my life and somebody tells me there is no God, when I remember of what happened to me that day, there is no even room for argument. I'm just like, you don't know, you just don't know. Because people that have experienced things, people that know. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So by the title of today's video, I'm going to be saying my encounter with Jesus and how I met God. Basically how I give my life to Christ and how my life has changed since then. I got messages, people asking me to share my encounter with God. But I want to say something before I even start with this. That encounter means different things for different people. Some people, I just want to say, because the truth is that what you believe, your belief system will mold your life, or is part of the things that molds people's lives. So, even you like going to church, you studying the Bible, you worshiping, can be a form of God, like you encountering God. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Lord has to come to your room and say, oh, here I am, my child. But that is what some people are waiting for as an encounter. So even you listening to me now might have encountered Jesus in a way or two, and you might not have known, because maybe in your mind you are picturing God or telling God that this is the way he has to show himself to you. People hunger for different things. I know people have hungered for that, they want to see Jesus, and that is fine, that is okay. Some people have visions of God, of Jesus coming to them and telling them, okay, this, or them going to heaven. And I'm not saying that is not true. I just don't want you to narrow your mind to what encounter means just by God coming to you. Because you might have a dream and see your pastor, not knowing that that is actually God coming in form of your pastor to talk to you. Because the truth is that in the Bible, when Jesus resurrected, he came to his disciples and they did not recognize it. That's to show you that the Lord might come to you in different forms, and you might not know that it's the Lord talking to you or coming to you or even having a conversation with you. All right? People shouldn't box how Jesus should come to them, or the experience they think they want to have. Because the truth is that I feel like Jesus knows the best, God knows the best, and God knows the experience you can handle for a season. So I don't like to put that, and I wanted to just say that maybe if you have clicked this video wanting me to say, oh, God came into my room and I met Jesus, that's not the story you're going to hear. Because I just wanted to say that everybody's story is different and unique in their own way. So yes, but I believe that before I start watching this part of the video, there's a part of the video that just played, and I want to ask, what do you feel like that thing depicts? You can say it in the comment section, just like leave your own answer in the comment section. All right, but it's what I had in mind when doing that video, was to just show the beautiful creations of God, and to say that when people argue that God is not real, I just wonder, how do people think that something just all of a sudden poof and everything just came into existence? You know, someone greater, someone intelligent, someone wiser, someone bigger, that had the time and puts all these things in place. All right, there are galaxies, there are different planets, everything in place. No one is colliding with each other. How do you think something just poof and everything just there to be in that place? Look at yourself, how beautiful you are, your eyes, your mouth, your face, everything, how complicated the human body is. And you won't tell me there is not somebody that made you this wonderful, you know. So that's what I wanted, I had in mind when putting it out there, to just say, or if you're watching this video to criticize and say, oh no, God is not real, I tell you God is real. And the earlier you realize it, the sweeter and more amazing your life is going to be. So now back to me and to my story. So I was born in a Christian family. I was born in a Roman Catholic family. I grew up going to church. I loved a lot of things about God. I grew up going to church. I grew up doing the things of God. I grew up, even reading books of people that works with God in amazing ways, and I wanted to be like them. I was telling my parents, I want to be like this, buy me books like this, I'll pray, but looking at the difference then and now, I can see that there is actually a very big difference in my life. Back then I would obviously do all those things that little children normally would do: go to church, come back, pray, go for morning devotion with my family, all of those things. Then I went to Ukraine for my uni. If you have not watched my welcome to my YouTube channel video, you can make sure to check it out. I'll link it in the description box below. So I went to Ukraine to study medicine, and my cousin was also in Ukraine. So she would tell me sometimes, oh, come, let's go for Bible studies. Come, let's go for this. Come, let's go for that. And I was like, okay, why not? I will go with you. Yeah. But mind you, I was still going to my church family, my family church. Basically, the church I grew up in. Right. But in my mind, I'm like, what is she trying to do? She's trying to drag me out of my church and make me start going to her own church. Now, for that, I wanted to say that I feel like Christians should have, a lot of Christians are just so religious. When you see that your life is being changed somewhere else, why not just try that place out when you are seeing a change in your life? But people decide that no, they want to be here because that is where I grew up, that is where my generations have been going to, and your life has not changed and you're still going there. But at the end, when it's time for you to account for your life, what are you going to be ashamed in the presence of your creator? Or is he going to tell you, oh, welcome to my amazing abode, my wonderful faithful steward? So I just wanted to say it there. When you're seeing that your life is being changed there, why not try it out? Why do you want to hold yourself bound with religion? It's something holding the church back. And the earlier Christians realized, I feel the better. At a point in one service, as after the pastor finished preaching, after the sermon, I think he said, if you want to give your life to Christ, or he said something like, if you want to rededicate your life to Christ. And I just knew that my life was not right. I had a lot of things going through my life then. If you knew me then and knew me and know me now, if you're watching this video now and you knew me 4 years ago and you still know me now, you will know that there is a difference between me now and me then. Not even 4 years, maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years ago. Because I tell you, I was I can say a lot of things. I don't even want to start naming them. I could be rude, I could get angry easily, I could fight both boys and girls, I could insult, a lot of things. But looking at my life now, after I met Ambassador's Word, that is the church family I met in Ukraine, and I tell you, I met the Word of God. I just encountered Jesus in a more intimate way, and I tell you, my life has not remained the same. My life has not, and people, I don't go around and say my life has not remained the same. People people just know that there's something that's changed in you. Even your family, your friends, people can notice it through your life, how you live your life. It's amazing. Basically, that day I did that, and I was like, okay, I continued living my normal life, right, great, okay, yeah. But I remember also when the head pastor came to Ukraine that time, Pastor David Okoye. So if you're watching this, I love you so much. I love you. But yeah, he came to Ukraine, and after he came to Ukraine, he also, just for a period of time, stayed with us. We had beautiful church services. People came, he taught us. We went to his apartments. We had Bible stories and Bible studies with him. amazing man of God. So when he left, I can remember that when my work with God started being more intentional was when he left Ukraine. That's the story that when he came, after he's coming to Ukraine and he's going, contributed to my intimacy with my relationship with God. So, as I said, you can encounter God in different ways. I also remember when I was going through something very delicate in my life. I feel like I'm going to make another video on that. I was going through something I feel like a lot of Christians are going through and they're not speaking up. And I believe that I can use my platform to show people that if you're going through something, you can actually come out from it, because I went through something very deep and I sought the face of the Lord. Maybe not even in the best way, but that's why God's mercy is always here for us. And I remember that we were having a special meeting around, during that season. And I told God that, Lord, I need this thing out of my life. I cannot be living like this. I cannot be living in this bondage. So I remember going for that meeting, and the Lord singled me out from the hundreds and the people that came there. He singled me, and I after that experience, I feel like it's going to be a whole video on its own, because there are a lot of things that played out leading to that experience. Anytime I remember that experience I had with God in that meeting, if anything happens in my life and somebody tells me there is no God, when I remember of what happened to me that day, there is no even room for argument. I'm just like, you don't know, you just don't know. Because people that have experienced things, people that know. And if you have not, you are still going to, as far as there is that hunger in you, as far as there is no hunger in you, and you are sure that I don't want to start talking, but yes, that's what I was saying. I'm always in that place of God. I want to encounter you every day of my life. So I don't want to just come here and say this is there I encountered God. But I believe this video I've said how I came into where I am now, my relationship with God, my walk with God. We are still working it out. We are going to constantly work out our salvation every day of our life. Drawing closer to God and everything. I remember too, when I was in Ukraine, I had a dream actually where a man came to me and told me, oh, this is what your cousin is doing. You are going to be like a helper for that. But I never understood it, but I just wrote down the dream and told my cousin about it. And years later now, watching my life and how my life has revolved, I can see what the man in the dream was telling me, because even the man, I don't know who he is. I can't even remember the face, but I know that I had that experience, I had that dream. And also other dreams about, it's not something I will say obviously in one video. That's what I said. It's going to be in series or parts. I don't know if I'm going to call it parts or series, but yeah, other videos will back up this video. So yes, God is real. God is so real, and he's calling out to you. You might not be hearing his voice, but he's calling out to you. He might be calling out to you in different ways. Maybe even when you see a friend's post, or where you see an Instagram post, or something inside you, there is always a void in man that shows that the person needs God. Alright. I'll link an email in the description box below that you can reach out to them if you have given your life to Christ, or you want to give your life to Christ, I don't know how to, or you want to get back to God and you don't know how to, or I can leave their own email. That is my church family's official email. Somebody will reply you there, or I'll put my own email. But yeah, I don't want to put my own email there because I might get a lot of things, a lot of messages, but I want to put the official email. But in case, I will still put my own email there, or anyone, just know that you see an email that if you want to rededicate your life to Christ and you want to give your life to Christ, I promise you that your life is going to be amazing. Yeah, for everyone that have asked me what happened to me, because people that, as I said, that knew me far back, and that she knows me now and see how my life has changed, I always like, what's going on with this girl? So I feel like this video has answered some of the questions, and if you didn't answer some of the questions or the questions that you have, don't hesitate to leave a question in the comment section for me to answer, or maybe something that you want me to talk about. It might be, because what I'm saying now won't make me or inspire me to do this video. I didn't even know that people would be interested to know what happened to me, was because some people asked me to, so that's why. So you maybe even saying it in the comment section might lead me to making a video about it, or maybe in one of my videos I'll talk about what you asked me. So yes, if you're not a subscriber, what do we do? Please subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Thank you very much. And when you subscribe, don't forget to put on the notification bell. Like this video. I don't know if it is this way, but that thing like this, like it, okay? Yes, so that this video will reach out to more people. Also, don't forget to send it to friends and families that you feel like need to hear these messages, or this message, or this word, or something that you might have learned from this video. Yes, so that is my own experience. This video or these encounters might be in series, because as I said, I don't want to boil down my experience or my encounter with God just to say this is when it happened, because as I long to always have encounters with God. But if it's like you want to know how I met the Lord, or how my life changed, I feel like this video answers that. But I'll try also to always be posting videos about, see what happened, and this is how I came out, something like that, and just things I've been learning, yeah. It's best to serve Jesus and give your life to God, okay? And if you have given your life to God, sister, brother, stay here, don't go any other place, because you will regret it in the end.